Hey guys, welcome back to Star Wars Visions, episode 5. This episode is called The Nice Jedi. Well, that's certainly a very Star Wars title. And this episode is actually longer than any others I've watched. It's like 20 something minutes, 23, 22 minutes. So I do wonder if the story is going to be more complicated because some episodes is only like 15 or even 12 minutes. Yeah, this is like almost double of that. Well, let's start. Mining for rare Kyber crystals. Another episode about the crystals. Interesting. Ancient weapons. Wait, lost to the galaxy? This is like a totally different world build. Like this is like entirely different? A little confused, but okay. That's mining? Holy shit. Ethan. This is like the most non-Star Wars name I've ever heard. Somehow even Luke sounds more Star Wars than Ethan. They all receive some sort of call. The face, the mask looks very sinister. I actually don't think this is like during the time period that we know. It might be before, it might be after, it might most likely before. Only 7 here. The title is The Nice Jedi. And why is that? We have 2 more to meet. Whoa, those mining devices, holy shit. That's a Kyber crystal, right? Are they like creating the lightsabers from it? I don't know what kind of time period can have like all the lightsabers are just entirely lost. This droid design is interesting. It's transparent? No way! Whoa! I'm pretty sure that's not how lightsaber works, but interesting idea to have the color reflects on the power they have, some sort of person they are. So she's like transparent. Transparent for nice. Hide the lightsaber. There must be something wrong. Oh no, he's gonna die. Oh, this is Rogue One all over again. How many lightsabers? So there are 8, 7 on the table, 1 in her hand, right? Oh, this feels Rogue One. Oh, yikes, yikes, yikes. Flashback. Even like a name like Kara sounds better than Ethan. It just Ethan. Oh no. So he has some sort of force. Not very strong, but some sort. Oh, a lightsaber. Oh, this is really Old Republic style. Lightsaber already lost from the galaxy. So this is like future time, I would say. How they are still Jedi and dark side, yet lightsaber no longer exists. So I guess Jedi are those people who can just use the Force and has a stronger connection with the Force. Oh, you can do that. I guess it doesn't matter if your lightsaber is like transparent. Yeah, the way she can like reverse pilot means she basically has a super sense of where she's going. So maybe. Oh, her saber. Oh, she didn't lost it. For a second, I thought she lost it. Nice. It said take them to the temple, right? What temple? Where and how? Do droids drink tea? Or is this fuel? It might be fuel. How come only this old droid has the ability to? That is so slow. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's that's the temple. Also makes sense why she needs a pilot. 5, 6. What? What? He's inside the droid? Oh, so it reflects their personality. It's a really interesting concept. That's why they allow him to try it, because he's the only one who doesn't belong to here, and his saber will be blue or different color, not red. If any of them try to ignite it, it will be red. Also interesting, their sis is an army. No longer. She's becoming stronger. That is basically a reactor. What? He is burned by the ice. That saber is purple now. This is such an intriguing and interesting concept that the lightsaber just directly represents who you are, like reflects who you are. Okay. Oh, that's the shape of a lightsaber. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. This is an episode that's very strongly focusing on lightsaber, and it's setting a time that it's Star Wars but not Star Wars. I am kind of taken by surprise. So it's a time that lightsaber has been lost. I was confused by the concept of lost because I don't know if it's like after the purge, people don't know much about the Jedi and that's like lost. But in this case, it's actually lost. It's like no one knows how lightsaber works, or there's not even much Jedi anymore. Interesting how the Jedi and Sith seems to be different from the concept that our Jedi and Sith are. So apparently they're no longer following the Sith rule of two. There are a bunch of Sith and Jedi hunter, and also the lightsaber is like red. And then there are Jedi who don't use, also like both sides don't use lightsabers anymore. They were just using the Force. I assume how they identify themselves is a way they can like communicate with the Force and how they use the Force, but without a lightsaber, how do you know if someone's a Sith, someone's a Jedi? I don't know. Maybe they're force lightning or other ways of using the Force. It's so Star Wars that we have lightsaber, we have the spaceship, it's very Star Wars. However, it's also so not Star Wars at the same time because of all the new concepts we are introduced to. But I'm not complaining about it. I think it's a quite interesting concept to have the lightsaber able to change colors. It makes sense in a way that this is not a time in the Star Wars universe that we know. It's a galaxy far, far away from that galaxy far, far away. It's a totally different world, so maybe the lightsaber, the kyber crystal can work different now. And I actually like because I know this is not going to be canon, I kind of like the idea of lightsaber changing colors only in like this one occasion. I don't want it to be a concept that, okay, we're just gonna go with this from now on in Star Wars universe. I don't want that. I want it always. However, I don't mind 1 or 2 episodes or like the side story with this concept that lightsaber can change color, depends on who you are. This is also very, very hard for someone who's trying to pretend to be some other people, because the moment they touch the lightsaber, the color changes, and you know that someone's where they stand with the Force. Kind of cool concept. The story itself is probably not my favorite, just because I don't think any character really like developed much. And from the moment the droid appeared, I was like, I'm pretty sure the person they're looking for is already here, maybe hiding somewhere. So the whole story is not too much a surprise. The only surprise is I didn't realize that other Jedis are fake Jedis, are like Jedi hunters. But then again, what it means to be like the nice Jedi if all others are fake ones? I feel like there's a lot of places in this story that doesn't really make sense, and I don't feel much because at first, I thought the Ethan character is gonna be the main character, but then we jump to the girl, and turns out the girl is actually the main character here. But we didn't really have the entire episode. It's like a 20-minute episode. If you want to develop a character, you really should have the character like to have more time and more story arc. And also a part of the beginning of the story is basically Rogue One. So I don't feel too connected to this character compared to the last episode with the Jedi Padawan girl, that she actually has some issue and she overcome the issue. She has some sort of self-growth. This episode, this girl, she has Kara, she has a self-growth moment. She basically laid out to you to say that her lightsaber was transparent, and then the moment she tried to fight, it turns green. But we didn't see an exact moment of change. We just see she was fighting and suddenly it's green. I don't feel too motivated in this episode. Like, very strongly motivated for that character to turn, like, be a different new person, be a different me now, to have the solid color now. That growth isn't that strong to me. Like, compared to the last episode, her moment of growth is cutting off the braid and decide to help the villager. This episode, she wanted to help the whole time. It's not like she was looking at her lightsaber being transparent and like she's afraid to help. She is like not confident and she gained the confidence or something. She is trying to help the whole time and very determined. That's like because she is quite aware of what she's doing from the beginning. I don't feel a very strong growth throughout the whole process. And then, if the lightsabers are lost, every one of them knows pretty well how to fight with a lightsaber, which also doesn't make sense. Because if you know lightsaber fight and sword fight are actually very different. Even if you are trained with an actual sword fight, like sort of like long sword in our universe, you will know that like fighting with a lightsaber, the choreo are very different, in fact, because of how sword works, how lightsaber works, and the weight contribution and everything is different. So, again, I shouldn't probably look too into the science aspect of it, but this story so far makes the least sense to me, because it was clearly trying to push for character growth, and I wasn't convinced. I'm not saying this is a bad episode. There are a lot of great parts. My favorite parts of this episode is the setting compared to the story. That's what I'm saying. And in the past two stories, I would say, for example, the twins, I like the story a little bit more than the setting, just because the setting is basically just normal Star Wars, right? So it's not. I'm not saying that this episode is bad. It's just on the story front, I felt a little bit weak. You are totally allowed to have a different opinion with me, so tell me what you think. If you like this episode a lot, tell me why, and I would love to hear it. Everyone should have their own experience with the story, either you like it or don't like it. This episode, for me personally, is the weakest so far. It might not be for you, so tell me what you think. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.